Humanity sets the agenda.
The time is just gone 8:35 a.m. We continue with news and views this morning and looking at mayoral appointments, elections of mayors. And this morning we are talking with the first female mayor of Johannesburg. We're talking with Mpho Phalatse. Mayor Phalatse, good morning to you. Welcome to the show. And upfront, congratulations on your appointment.
Thank you so much. First of all, good morning to you, good morning to your listeners, and thank you for the opportunity to engage our residents.
Well, how does it feel being the first female mayor of Johannesburg?
It's a real honor. I don't take it lightly. You know, this is a victory not only for myself, but for every other woman in Johannesburg. It says that this is a new day for us as women, that we can be trusted with serious responsibility. This is not just any city, this is Johannesburg, the economic hub of South Africa and the continent. And so a woman to be trusted to be at the helm is saying that women are capable and that they too can be trusted with huge responsibilities. That many times the community is better than their male counterparts.
Well, obviously, we are entering another era in politics, in local government, and not only about yourself. And we've seen what has happened here in the area where I am in Ekurhuleni, where we've got another female mayor and representing the same party that you represent, the DA.
Yes. Absolutely. I mean, you know, interesting is that in the DA, in both Joburg and Ekurhuleni, we had 4 ladies contesting for mayoral candidacy. So whoever became a candidate, it was always going to be a woman. And it's really a victory to see that both metros are being now led by female mayors. Again, a big victory for women in both cities.
Yes. Now, earlier on, I was talking with the mayor who was appointed in eThekwini. And this is a question I need to raise to you as well. You know, since we've entered this new era of coalition politics, we know in the last elections, obviously we had that, but there were challenges, there were certain challenges. But we are starting to see coalition politics featuring a lot more prominently. And just your thoughts in terms of how to address some of these issues, particularly in a coalition environment.
Well, I'm very grateful, first of all, that I'm not a new councillor in the city of Johannesburg, and I'm grateful that I was part of a 5-year term that was characterized again by coalition governance. In the 3 years, the first 3 years of the 5 years, I was served as an MSc in Johannesburg in a coalition with other parties. A lot was done right, but a lot also went wrong. There were many learnings from that time that I'll be bringing into this 5-year term. Therefore, I don't come in without any experience of coalition politics. I think we've burnt our fingers. We know what went wrong. We know what needs to happen going forward to make things work. The most important thing in a coalition is to understand diversity management. We come from different political parties, each one with its own ideology, different approach to solving the problems that society is faced with. What's important is to learn to be consultative, to be collaborative, to listen, and allow people to speak and feel like they have a safe space to express themselves and that their opinion matters. And then what also matters is let's find each other where we disagree, because often our mission is the same. We want to see people's lives improve, but where we differ often is how we want to do it. And we need to be able to find each other, give each other opportunity, because at the end of the day, it's not about us, it's about residents. And when we get it right, the residents are the biggest winners.
Obviously, that is a priority in terms of the residents, in terms of service delivery, in terms of building social cohesion within the metros that you serve. But it's sad sometimes where we see a party, we see their ideologies at a national level and how that actually impacts lower down into the province and also into the metros and municipalities. And I think this is where we've seen some major failures. We've seen many municipalities underperforming and have come under the radar.
Well, I mean, like I said, I've been in government before. I served as an MNC. I was responsible for health and social development. And in that portfolio, in the 3 years that we were in office, we can demonstrate a lot of successes, including the extension of service hours in clinics, the rollout of substance abuse treatment centers, even the rollout of mobile clinic services. But that shows that with the right people in leadership who are for the people and not for themselves, we can achieve a lot. It's also important for communities to hold us accountable, and we will be opening communication lines to ensure that residents can reach us, they can access us, and that they will hold us accountable.
Yes. Now, just looking at your immediate priorities, what would they be?
Well, as the Democratic Alliance, we communicated throughout the campaign what our manifesto will be looking at. Number one, it's the provision of basic services. Residents of Joburg are complaining about water, electricity, television, roads. So we need to be investing heavily in infrastructure. Secondly, we need to look at safety concerns, integrating policing, working better with the staff, with local law enforcement, and as well as private law enforcement. Thirdly, we need to make sure that the poor in Johannesburg are supported through programs so that they can improve their lives and move out of poverty. We must make the city business friendly so that we attract investment, grow the economy, and create jobs. But we must also make it inclusive, providing housing through different modalities, including giving people stands so that they can build their own houses as long as they have electricity, water, and proper toilets. And what we also want to do is make sure that we interface better with our residents through a 24-hour call center, through our online portal, where residents can log calls and track response with quick turnaround time. And lastly, we are in the COVID dispensation. We've seen that many of us are having to function remotely, working from home, learners are learning from home at times. We want to make sure that everyone is connected, and we want to turn the city into a smart city. But what I also need to say is that we did not get an outright majority. We are a minority government, and we're currently in the process of engaging with other political parties to see if we can form a multi-party coalition government to stabilize council and begin to build the city. What that means is that even in terms of our approach to service delivery, we will need to then get input from the various parties so that our plans are more representative of the multi-party formation that we will end up with. So that will be communicated in due course as we finalize negotiations. But these are the plans that we had as the Democratic Alliance. And a few things might change depending on what our partners want to be happening as well.
Yes, now I know it would be unfair to compare Cape Town with Johannesburg, but Cape Town is an area, it's a metro where the DA has prided itself in because of the outright majority, and to a large extent has achieved great successes in terms of governance and being one of the, or in fact the best run a metro in the country. What sort of lessons are there to be learned from Cape Town, and are you able to apply what is being done in Cape Town in Johannesburg?
Well, there's a lot to be learned from Cape Town. I mean, even as an MNC, I spoke about the substance abuse treatment services that we rolled out. I undertook a study tour to Cape Town. They had already started rolling out these outpatient centers, and we were able to bring that into Johannesburg. There will be a lot of learning. Cape Town has been under the Democratic Alliance for a few terms now, and there's a lot in terms of good governance, clean governance, honest governance that is for the people that we'll be able to bring into Johannesburg, bearing in mind that Joburg is not Cape Town, it's very different from Cape Town. So as much as there's things that we can bring into Johannesburg, we will need to contextualize those solutions to speak to the needs of the people of Johannesburg. One other thing that Cape Town is already doing better than us is that they're already one stage of load shedding lower than us. So they're already able to offset one stage of load shedding. That is something that we're going to be looking at doing immediately in the city of Johannesburg. In the economic hub, we can't afford to to have load shedding, it impacts negatively on the economy. Therefore, we will prioritize getting the city to start moving towards becoming free of dependency on Eskom and opening up markets to greater participation by independent power producers, to increase capacity, stimulate competition, lower the cost of providing energy, and making sure that we are free from load shedding.
Well, Mayor Mpho Phalatse, thank you very much for that, for taking time out and talking to us this morning. Once again, congratulations on your appointment. We wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, and I hope we'll be chatting again later.
Mpho Phalatse officially elected as the new mayor of the city of Johannesburg. The time is just gone 8:45. We're going to go for a quick break.
Osman's Taj Mahal Spice and Rice for over